Okay.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Serpa Show. Today we have got Rick Raanes with us. And
what's up, Art?
What's up, my brother? Good to see you.
Man, doing great, man. Just had a great, just got a great lunch and learn.
Good. How did it go?
We had a good turnout. You know what? A lot of good questions. We've got some broker owners in there, some individual agents, and you know, the one that I thought would be the hardest is the one that scheduled a follow-up appointment. So it worked out great.
Right on. Well, am I coming through okay for you, brother? Am I coming through?
Yeah, you know, it's bouncing, but that's all right. I'm hearing you good.
Let's get this figured out. Normally I've got a pretty good Wi-Fi connection outside, but today it looks like it's not that day for us here. So we'll bring it inside.
All right, but yeah, that's a little bit better.
Okay. So we've decided on some new rules for the Serpa Show. If you're just tuning in, normally we jump right in and we talk about whatever the heck it is that we're wanting to talk about. But I've decided that we're not going to make everybody listen to us talk about eXp for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to jump in with you, brother, is, of course, we're both Club Wealth guys originally. That's how we met. And I wanted to talk to you about why was coaching so important to you in your career, and mentorship so important to you in your career?
You know, what's funny is that I'm a big fan of masterminding and collaboration, and I feel like that there's the coaching that I've experienced in the past was very one-on-one, and it was like we're just reporting your numbers and then go do this and then deliver the results. And the thing that I liked about Club Wealth is that there was a community that really wanted to see everyone succeed. And so you pulled little bits and pieces of information from this individual. And, you know, I learned a lot from you and what you were building. I learned a lot from Bjorkman and what he was building. You know, you learn all over the country, there were people delivering big ideas. And that level of coaching has enabled us to get to areas that we never thought possible.
That's absolutely right, brother. I tell people all the time, you don't know what you don't know until you realize you don't know it. And so it exposes you to big ideas nationally that may work in your market. And you had brought up Mike Bjorkman as being a great guy to mastermind with. And that first mastermind that I met with you guys, I think at Atlanta, Georgia, it was absolutely mind-blowing. So cool.
That was, and you know what? That was a game changer because it really, that was a 2-day deal that we dove deep into everybody's, business models and what were our plans, what were our successes, and and the things that we were afraid of that kept us from reaching those levels. And I think it allowed me to be more open about who I was with our team.
Yeah, sure.
And then I walked away from that going, well, I'm not so screwed up after all, because we're all in the same boat of trying to my closet's the same as somebody else's. You know what I mean? Agents are afraid of phone calls. They're afraid of relationships. They're afraid of spending money. Everybody doesn't want to take risks. They want to play it the safe route. And coaching really helped you get out of that comfort zone where you would try things that were different and not afraid to fail, because when you fail, you learn so many things from scratching up your knees.
And so why are people ask me all the time, what is the best thing that I could do to get started in real estate? What's some advice that you have for me? I think that the biggest thing that people they're just afraid, but I don't understand it. Maybe you could shed some light on it for me, brother.
Man, I mean, I for the majority of my career, I was hesitant to call a for sale by owner. I didn't want anybody to fuss at me. I was hesitant to call an expired because of a prior bad experience that somebody might have had. And what I realized is that we're all freaking human beings. Just reach out and say hi, come from contribution. And at the end of the day, somebody's going to slam the door or slam a phone. But it doesn't hurt. It just you improve on the conversation. You work towards being better about saying, I want to be supportive of your goal. And if I can help you to reach your goal, it's a win-win for both people. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, there's a want. They want to sell their house, and you want to help them sell it. When you really look down at it and they say, hey, they're just human beings. We're all human beings. It makes everything a lot more easy to deal with. So tell me a little bit about your business out there in Texas, the RockStar team, and why are you guys rock stars?
Well, man, you know what's really funny is I have no earthly idea how to play a musical instrument. We started with the Prudential brand, and so the Prudential had that little rock logo, and probably 12 years ago, sent an email out that said, "You're a rock star in real estate," and it just kind of stuck. So here we are all these years later, that became our brand. And what's funny is that people around the country, when they say, "Man, I want to hire a rock star real estate agent," in the back of their mind, they think of us because we've been the RockStar team for so long. And so, it's been a great way for us to brand. It's helped us go from, selling 15 to 20 homes a year to last year our team sold 170, and we've sold 120 so far this year, and we're having a great year. Our team is loving the marketing that we do and the relationships that we're building, and it's just a constant reminder every day that we're not the mediocre team, we're the RockStar team.
And give me some advice. How did you go from selling 15, 20 homes a year to selling 170 last year?
Well, I mean, you create a good partnerships. You create people. You create a platform where agents can succeed. You want you don't want to come into the office in a pissy mood every day, because that doesn't do anything for you. So, everybody comes in upbeat. We know that we've got our family goals to meet, and we know our whys. And we come in every day looking forward to, being supportive to help other people reach their goals. And what has a tendency to happen is you get in this business, and my fun story is about, I love growing trees, and you stick a little sapling in the ground, and it's an oak tree, and you water it and you water it and you water it. And the first couple of years, man, it just looks like it's stagnant. It's not doing anything. And then all of a sudden, but those roots are growing, and you're creating that foundation. And then all of a sudden it starts to grow, and then you get a little acorn out here, and those are your referrals. And if you're taking care of the small number of people, then every year those folks are going to deliver your name to somebody else. And so we've developed this big, nice, beautiful oak tree that when people have referrals, we take care of them. And that's how we've gone from 15 to 20 to 170. And our oak tree every year, our struggle is being able to round up all those acorns and take care of them effectively.
Sure. When you get to a point to where you're consistently selling 150 plus homes a year, you get to a point to where people are naturally calling you because they want to work with you. You're no longer out there, begging people to work with you, but then it becomes maintaining a high level of service and being able to catch all those acorns as they come in effectively. And you and I both know that comes down to systems. So why don't we talk for a minute? I know you said you talked about developing good partnerships and having a good team of people around me. What's your team look like?
So we have 7 agents on our team. We are every agent on our team is a full service agent. We tried the buyer agent role, the listing agent role, and it just became sort of a haywire deal. So everybody gets to list and sell. And we have a great admin team that supports that for them. We communicate really well with our clients. And at the end of the day, we want when an opportunity flows in, we want to know what pre-listing conversations look like. What are the systems that we need to follow through? Once we get a contract on it, from contract to close, we have a certain thing, lead flow that we do. And then once it sells, we have post-closing things that we do. And every day we look to see where we are in each of those processes, and then we just continue to check off boxes. And when you miss a box, you can tell because something doesn't work right. So, everybody has a role, and if we're all doing it effectively, we can win championships that way.
So a lot of coaches would disagree with you adamantly about, having a full service agent. And I, towards the end of my career, or towards the end of my coaching and working with teams and whatnot, worked towards your direction, working towards a full service agent, because I think that ultimately that's what the agent wants to be. Why are you allowing your team? And I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. Well, the second you learn how to become a listing agent, Rick, they're just going to leave you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why would you teach an agent how to list homes? They're just going to leave, Rick.
Well, can we dive into the opportunity?
Yes.
So, all right. Well, so here's what's really great about this. So our partnership with our current broker model allows us to train agents to go out and become very, very successful at what they're doing, and then let them go duplicate the process. So we've had 2 really strong agents that have been on our team over the course of the last several years that are now going out and developing their own business brand, but yet I'm still connected to them in a great way. And I want to be supportive of letting them go, because they're going to go. Agents are only going to be in our world for so long. And if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and training them how to be successful, you know what? Come and only be in my world for 2 years, then go out and go do whatever you want to do, because now you're going to stay in our same systems, and I'm going to still win because of the production that you're doing. It's a great win-win for everybody.
This is a great transition because we've been on for the 10 minutes now. How are you? So, and this is very freeing. A lot of people have no idea that this is even an option with eXp. How are you benefiting from letting your agents become listing agents and then eventually them leaving your team and starting their own teams?
Well, I would say that under most brokerage models, when you're developing your team, the goal is just retention on the team, right? Because once they go, there's no more income revenue from that particular agent. So that agent leaves the team, then there's no other continued partnership with that scenario. So here within eXp, we've had 2 agents go and leave. We actually more have graduated, if you will. They're now developing their own systems, but because of the revenue share, the retention to the broker is still huge. And now we get to be extreme beneficiaries of what they do and what they grow. And I'm encouraging them to continue to grow their particular downline. And then as a eXp dad, a grandfather, great granddaddy, or whatever you want to call it, I want to be supportive. I want to let them come to me for still advice and for, hey, challenges. And then I can help them because I still win. I still win even though they're not on my team.
And that's one of the coolest things. And it's so cool for me to talk to you because you've been with eXp longer than I have. And so you've actually seen this happen in your own team where an agent has left your team, gone off to start their own team. They still have the same stock options when they're on a team. They keep their stock when they leave your team and go start another one. All of the agents that they are now recruiting on their team, you're benefiting from financially. And then it's this snowball that continues to grow. How has that experience been, and what has it been like being able to continue to mentor somebody leaving your team versus immediately seeing them as competition?
Oh, it's huge because at the end of the day, my sphere of influence is not their sphere of influence. So I think that when they graduate from the team, they're now more focused on becoming a builder versus a supporter. And so the opportunity becomes greater for them being a builder in your downline than a supporter of your downline. So when you change that mindset for them going, you know what, I'm just going to be an agent on Rick's team and I'm just going to take his leads and I'm going to just go out and close some stuff. Now they're just a supporter, and there's nothing wrong with that role, but eventually they're going to get to a spot where they want to grow and develop and do some things. And now they can do that. And in any other brokerage model, it becomes a competing situation where now now we become the support. When they leave the team, I want to support the growth of their business. And so anything I can do to help them, whether it's, systems, take my systems and duplicate it and go build something. Because if they put in 5, 10, 15, 20 people, I have a greater income opportunity for them growing and developing their own team than I possibly do with them being a supporting agent on our team. They'll do more.
You've got to go over so many people's head, but like I can tell you right now, if I had eXp a couple of years ago, I would have had probably 8 people that all made over $100,000 a year and left to go start their own teams or go join other teams that could have stayed with eXp. I could have continued to benefit financially from them. I could have continued to help them mentor and grow their business. And we would have never had to separate brokerages because it's a win-win atmosphere because of this environment that has been created at eXp. We're not even in the same downline here. And I get super excited when I see that you're succeeding and that you're doing good things with eXp. It's that sort of.
Absolutely. The opportunity and the available income potential is so great that you're encouraging agents around the country to continue. So it becomes like a culture of sharing, right? So but it's magnified. It's on steroids, because if you're successful, then guess what happens? You're driving more income dollars back to the company. So now we have another resource to be able to go, you know what? The company's going to give us awards for bringing people in. The stock's gone up. When we joined, it was $3. Now it's 18. So, I mean, just a little nice little brag and pat on the back. That decision has been a six-figure decision for us.
Yep.
So now that I didn't have it, and I don't have, if I would have stayed where I was, I would have still been successful with our team. But now I'm more successful because I now have opportunities to earn revenue share potential from the people that are flowing through our team. They come in, I train them, I teach them, move on. And then now they go out and develop their business that they want to develop. And then I get to retain the stock awards that from bringing them into the company. And then I get a spot where now I'm actually parking some opportunity for retirement. And no other brokerage out there, when they're sitting down having a conversation, will talk to you about, okay, if we were to develop a 5-year plan for you where I could show you how you could retire in 5 years, and you're a 35-year-old young man or young lady looking to get in the business, what's that conversation look like? Because everybody else is in a 15 to 20-year transactional process.
That's
you're
right.
You're going to have to come in and sell a home. The only way you're going to make any money is if you're working with a client selling a home.
Sure.
I want to get to a spot today where agents can literally be more comfortable working a one-on-one transaction. And the term hustler is kind of overgrown in my book. I don't want anybody to be a hustler. I want you to be genuine, authentic. Go out and help that particular client. Put your phone away when you're walking through a house. Leave your phone in the car and go tour a property with them, making some notes old school. And I promise you, you'll get more acorns out of your tree that way. And then you can pick and choose who you want to do business with, because you've developed this partnership of agents that there's enough money there to pay a car payment. There's enough money there to pay your mortgage. There's enough money to fuel retirement.
I'll tell you what,
takes away the commission breath.
And getting back to that too, like last month, I watched my REV Share check double. And I can't make any stated income claims or anything like that. I haven't even gotten to the next level yet, where my downline is where I'm going to have access to that next level again. You know what I mean? So like, it's exciting for me to start watching from someone that's been in it a little bit longer. What's it been like for you? How's your downline looking? And have you focused on that at all? Or have you been focusing more on real estate? And I know that you're a very real estate heavy team, but have you shifted it all towards recruit or attraction?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say that the attraction side has been very organic, right? It's when we first made the move over, there were people that were calling going, what are you thinking? What are you doing? I want to be a part of it. Great story. A good friend of mine comes on board in New Jersey. We were a referral partner for him 6 years ago. And we've connected on Facebook. We've been Facebook friends. We make the announcement. He calls and he's like, Rick, what are you doing? He goes, man, I've been, studying this company. If you're going, I'm going. So he came on board in New Jersey. There were 36 agents. He's partnered up with over 40 people now in that particular area, and that will continue to grow like crazy. I've got a partnership in South Mississippi where I grew up. I called a friend and they came on board. There's 8 people in South Mississippi now. A friend of mine in Sioux Falls, comes on board. He's got 5 now. And we're in Connecticut, Florida, New Jersey, New York, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Arizona, about to be Virginia. We got a North Carolina person coming in, and you talk about changing your whole day. I mean, you now have a comfort level that it goes beyond supportive. The opportunity we have now is going to agents and saying, guess what? Instead of the traditional 50-50 split model that most of the other big companies are providing, I want you to come on board and be at a 55-45. And as I continue to get a little bit bigger and a little bit more substantiated opportunity, I want to be able to get to a spot where a buyer's agent on my team, guess what, could be at a 70-30 split.
Yeah.
What other team's able to do that?
No one.
No one.
The overhead is little, but also the national influence is fantastic. For you having a coaching platform that you had, for me having the podcasting and the books and whatnot, we naturally have people reaching out to us on a national level. So what does that mean for you? Well, it means if you have one agent in Colorado, who's one of the first agents in Colorado, they're going to have a whole bunch of people building your downline there. If you have one agent that is a friend of yours in Florida, if you have one agent that's a friend of yours in New York, and they all bring other people, I have a huge announcement for someone that you already know that I brought on Monday. And this is how quickly a tide can turn. He's talking about how he wants to recruit 100 people. Well, 100 people for me in the second level would make me over $400,000 annually.
Yeah.
And when you throw up those kind of numbers, it doesn't compute for most people. They don't understand that to have 100 cappers all paying just $4,000 to me on the third level, I'm going to benefit by almost $500,000. And people don't understand that kind of stuff. And they say, well, where's that money going currently? Well, it's going to brick and mortar company. It's going to Realty. It's going to that 7%, 8% off the top. It's not. It's going
to local management. It's going to local management. And you know what? Why not take that money and spread it out over a wider range? This is just my thought processes, but I really believe there'll be more millionaires created with the eXp model than there ever have been in the real estate industry.
I agree.
And you'll find more.
Go for it.
Yep. Go ahead. Well, there'll be more millionaires made simply because the opportunity is so great that you're the again, and I go back to the term partnerships. People that you enjoy being in business with will reach a certain level, then that level will double, then that level will double, then that level will double. And so by the time you get to your primary, if you're a 5-person connected individual, you're going to have 10 in level 2, 20 in level 3, 40 in level 4. And so you'll have the potential to be $100,000 retirement pool for you at somewhere down the line. But if you do like your friend does and say, I want to have 40 or 50 or 100, then you start looking at 200 in the second level, 400 in the third level. I mean, you talk about exponential positioning. It's crazy. I don't think most people that are in eXp that are in that spot ever thought that they would have that kind of opportunity.
That's right.
They're still pinching themselves.
Rick, what's your number?
So I have 21 people in my first level, and I have 123 total.
Holy crap. I meant your phone number, but that's fantastic.
Oh. So my phone number is 281 960-1900.
Okay, 1900?
Yes.
Okay, so really quick, and then we're going to wrap this up. Somebody decides to give Rick Raanes a phone call and say, hey, man, I'm thinking about joining eXp. What's the deal? And most of the time when I'm talking to people the first time, they have trouble believing everything that there is. So what is your elevator pitch in about a minute and a half for eXp?
You know what? I mean, I had no intentions of leaving Keller Williams when we did at the time. I just saw that the opportunity was so great. People that love, hey buddy, people love they love their partnerships where they are their current broker. Their broker's supportive. But here's the thing: if something were to happen to that broker, a car accident, a life-changing event, they go on to something bigger or better or different. That relationship is skewed. What if something were to happen to you? So my story is 2013, I get cancer inside my right eye. I have to spend a total of a bunch of money to cover all my medical bills. We're basically spent our savings. And, now I'm in a spot where I'm comfortable that if I have to take time off from work, I have sufficient revenue coming in to support my family. Where if I took time off 2 years ago where I was before, I had to rely on others to help support that. And now I don't have to do that. A lot of great brokers out there, a lot of great models out there. But at the end of the day, we get into this business for two things: to help people and to make money. We don't get into business just because we want to love on our broker, because our broker is not going to take care of us when we run into some situation. So if I can make more money in a shorter period of time, my family life is totally transformed and I'm leaving a legacy for my family. And that's what's really, really cool. So that's my little speech.
There's nowhere else that you have that kind of benefit, period. You're either making more, you and your
family. And Dave, let me tell you another cool deal, right? One more quick story. So my son just graduates from college, gets his real estate license at 22. Hey, sweetheart, how are you doing?
Speaking of the kids.
So, hey, buddy. So this is the why, right? That's the why. So my son graduates from college, gets his real estate license, and I asked Andy in Sioux Falls to put Holton down as his sponsor. I told Holton, I said, you don't know this today. I said, but I just bought your house and I just put your kids through college.
Absolutely.
One guy coming in, right?
Yes.
So Andy's going to grow his business, but that one connection is going to totally change Holton's family future.
Absolutely. And the thing is there's generational wealth that can be built in real estate. Like these guys don't even know it right now, but like they're being set up for the rest of their lives. And you have an opportunity to set your kids' futures up with things like eXp. It's not just transactionally based. And so on days like today, I'm able to be at home because I'm able to do so much more from home with eXp, and I don't have to go to the office and be slowed down by all the goofballs.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Well, here's the other cool thing. My daughter's 9, and I told her when she's 18, she's going to get her real estate license. And she goes, Daddy, I don't want to get a real estate license. I said, but you know what? Daddy's going to retire. You're going to go sit in Daddy's chair, and all you're going to do is write paychecks. And she goes, oh, I can do that. So,
writing checks isn't too bad. All right, brother. Well, hey, Rick, spending some time with me this morning. I appreciate you, brother. And if you're thinking about joining eXp, give this guy a call. Give this guy a call right here. He's just a fantastic guy, mentor of mine, club wealth coach, and just a really great mentor. Good guy. Appreciate you, brother.
Awesome, man. I love you, brother. Appreciate you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.